What's up, my add-ons? Advantageous here, and bringing you to kind of like a new series, if you want to call it that. I'm pretty much going to be playing, I think I'm going to try to play some like games.
The dead will soon rise for me, not against me.
You know, that like some of my favorites, kind of show you guys like what they're all about. So a lot of the games I've already beaten are kind of like they're uninstalled, so right now they're kind of installing, so I thought I'd show you a bit of Path of Exile. So, pretty simple game, just like dungeon crawler, action RPG, just like Diablo, but much better than Diablo. Although I am going to be trying Diablo 3 when it comes out on the Switch, so, you know, maybe I'll have some gameplay there. So, right now I'm just getting some like skill gems to help out. So the cool thing about potions in this game, unlike Diablo, is that they replenish as you kill enemies. So right now, so I'm probably just going to play for like 5-10 minutes. The idea is to kind of give you an intro into the game. This is what it looks like. This is how you play it. And then kind of like for 5-10 minutes maybe, and then go to it. So there's not much that I can do here. I just gotta just bash this guy. It's a bit tough, so I'm just having trouble finding keys here, but it's not too much of a problem.
And I thought I'd be a dead woman
yeah,
by
I'm not
now.
really planning on doing too much, so I'm just gonna grab. I'm just gonna grab a few things here.
You got the big bastard.
Keeping track of my time, but yeah, so you get kind of just like put into a tutorial area. You can die in it, but yeah, it's unlikely. It's like you pretty much have to like not even try. So here you just get some quests. Maybe I'll go do that. Maybe I'll go do the island.
Still alive, are we?
So you can get that. What do we want? We got lightning tendrils, magma orb. Freezing pulse isn't too bad. Magma orb. I've never tried it, so you know what? I'm gonna give it a try this time.
Farewell.
So yeah, I'm not gonna bother trying to get any equipment or something. It takes a long time at the beginning to get equipment. Although I have a chest full of stuff because I'm playing, or I'm playing on solo, just so nobody bothers me while I'm trying to play.
I know that stench, just like my sisters upon the pyre.
So this is some people do use a set with this, but I've never really used it, but it seems pretty cool. It's just like blowing everybody up. So yeah, so I can do standard attack. You only really keep that like eventually when you get enough mana to really keep it. Yeah, I don't really like this very much. I'll put Fireball back on just for a bit. So yeah, so you can see down below here, like I've got all my skills. So I'll show you kind of like how to set up with one of my advanced characters. So we'll just so skill gems level up to a max of 20. But yeah, that takes a long time to do. So you don't want to do that lightly.
I need more mana.
Yeah. Always need more mana in this game. So normally you can get things to like when you want to go endgame with this type of thing, you'll get like multiple projectiles, so you can fire like 5 of these at once, and they do like massive amounts of damage. It's really good thing about this is there. I almost tried to teleport. That is not going to work. Yeah. Freezing pulse would have been pretty cool, I think. You can actually. It took me a long time to realize. I thought like you were limited to one thing on a quest gem, so like I can only take one of those. I can't take any more. The vendor actually, one of the vendors actually sells all the skill gems that are available, and they don't make them all available to you at the beginning. And I'm not even sure I'm going the right way here. Early game.
To learn is to live.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna get to a waypoint because chain belt's pretty good. That gives me some energy shield. Yeah, so the main 3 mechanics in this game for like armor, there's armor, which just gives you raw physical defense boost. There's evasion, which allows you to dodge hits. And then there's energy shield, which is this little blue thing here, the blue crescent. So you can increase it, it takes damage for you. It's essentially like extra health. So you can kind of do it. There's a lot of different builds with this. This game is so complex, like I couldn't even get into it. Like it would take me probably an hour to explain everything. But I'm going to get to a waypoint just to kind of show you how to do this. This game is really cool. I really like playing it. The game here is pretty good. I probably, if I had Spark is actually a pretty good skill. So you can kind of see up in the mini-map. So you can change it to be like this, but I find it gets in the way. So yeah, so if you look at here, so this is the map. So one of the quests is over here. That's not what I want to do. But before I move on, I want to show you this monstrosity. This is the skill web, your passive skill tree is it called, but it looks more like a web. So it's massive and it's intimidating for new players. But the thing to remember is these little circle guys, these are where the 7 characters start, depending on what you pick, and that's the only difference. Everybody has the same tree, but doesn't really make sense to do certain, like go certain ways. So like I start here, unless there's something absolutely vital, there's no point in me going down here. So if I want to make a build surrounding right this, there's literally no difference to me just picking the duelist, which starts here, and then make a build related to that, because the stats don't change. Like every character has the ability to be anything. It doesn't matter that the Marauder, which starts here, is big and bulky, and the Witch is like pretty skinny. You could make a physical Witch, but it just doesn't make sense because most of the spell stuff is around here. So like at the beginning, all I can really do is energy shield, intelligence, or spell damage. So these are pretty good at the beginning, they help, but yeah, you can get big ones to go out, which are really helpful, which I'm going to show you. Alright, so here we are with the character that I showed you at my birthday video. The set has changed a little bit since then because it was kind of an old video. This was the character that I used to get me to the end of the game, which is pretty cool. So this is what I want to show you to compare to the old tree. So this is me with all kind of like all my things allocated. So as you can see, I start here and I branch up, you know, here a little bit down here, just because this is attack and cast speed, which is really good for my set, or my build, I should say, not my set, used to Pokemon. And then, you know, building out here, which allows me to have like elemental damage, which is really good for my set. So this is, I wonder if I can show you what I can show you best. This is an arc casting witch. So I get to have fun with little bolts of lightning, and everything kind of dies. So mainly my main attack skill is obviously arc, but I have support skills such as Orb of Storms. So when I click Orb of Storms, I get something that allows me to deal more spell damage. I get more cast speed and more mana regeneration. So this just helps boost my damage. It also is used, so you can do things like setting, where is it? It's been a while since I've used this. But yeah, so Orb of Storms is here, so you can set it up with this. So this increases my spell damage, and then I have Mana Leech, so it helps. So this will help sustain my mana, make sure I don't lose it, and then increase duration just to keep it sticking around for longer. You can do other things. This is a very common spell for critting. It's a high crit chance move, so it's great to pair with increased critical strike chance, and then pair it with something such as cast on crit, or even things like curse on hit. You can do things that, so cast when damage taken, so you can also do curse on hit whenever this strikes someone, and it just kind of sticks around. It'll zap people from all around like the arc, and then you can cast things like this curse. which is enfeeble, which causes enemies to do less damage, have less accuracy, less critical strike chance, and multiplier. So it just kind of makes them weaker. So I have that set up with cast when damage taken. So when I take too big of a hit, it casts that, so that way enemies around me do less damage and I have more survivability in that moment. So you may be looking at this, which is kind of a special skill that gets activated. So that thing I was showing you in my birthday video, this you can get access to these, which are kind of special abilities, which are only accessible to the character class. So this is kind of the only difference that it makes between like picking which character is also choosing which ascendancy you want. So so I have it here, the Shaper of Desolation, and it gives me stuff to chill, shock, or ignite enemies, which is really good because I have it set up to help me when enemies are shocked, they deal more damage. I've also got this, if enemies are frozen, they take more damage. So this is all just boosting arc. This is all just making it super powerful. So I've also got an aura called Clarity. So auras are shared with people that you play with, so you can do that. I also have Wrath, which allows me to deal more spell damage, which is also pretty cool. And then I have golems. So the lightning golem like allows me to have faster attack and cast speed. Now you may be thinking, why don't I have damage? Well, that's what the flame golem is for. Flame golem increases my damage, and this is just that's global damage. So there's physical and elemental damage. So sometimes it'll say either one. This one just boosts your damage on par, just global damage. So instant 20% increase to my damage. So it's already doing so. Even if I like, let's say I get rid of all this, get rid of my aura. So look, I'm doing 191 DPS. Put on Wrath, put on all of that, and then you can see just how much. And like, this is just barely anything. Put it back to Golem. So then I put more Storms on, and look, 36. So that's what, like more than 50%? That's almost double the damage right there. It's it really adds up, and you're just hitting it, and it's arcing between enemies, and it just does so much damage. Great. So let's have some fun. Let's go do a map. I want to do so the mapping system is a post-game content, because you have 10 acts. Part 1 is 5 through was it Rayclast, I think. Acts 6 to 10 go through Oriath, back to Rayclast, and then back to Oriath for the final act to take down the final boss. And then it kind of gives you like an epilogue area to kind of sit around until you get your hideout. So that's what I am in. You have to
How are your maps?
go to these masters here.
What do you need?
And get them to a high enough level that you can make a hideout and invite all the masters here, because they can give you bonuses. So I'm going to do a map. So maps are kind of one-offs. I like doing level 10. Let's do one that's fine. So yeah, I can actually, this will be a good chance. Let's
learn anything
just
new.
get rid of my Hinder skin. That's probably not that good. So that's a unique item. Unique items in this game are unfortunately kind of trash. Most of them are anyways. There's very few, and the only ones, and the ones that are actually good are usually locked behind like a boss. Like you can only get them to drop from a certain boss. I'll figure out, I don't know how much that costs. So I've got a chest with like tons of stuff here that I just use to, like, I organize all my maps, keeps everything there. So Belfry. So I'm gonna use that's the wrong one. I'm gonna use this. Oh god, I don't want temporal chains. Annoying. Okay, so that's pretty good. So more elemental resistance, but I have stuff on here, so you'll see damage excuse me, I can't talk. Damage penetrates 6%, 7% of elemental resistances. So yeah, so the 30%, I'm just cutting through that. And it adds up. Like, I've got a lot of that. I've got one potion that helps get rid of statuses and stuff. This, the Wise Out gives me boosts. to my attack damage, and it also helps me take less damage based on my resistances, which are very close together, which is pretty cool. They're almost perfect. But I don't really need lightning resistance because I've got so much. So this is my little map station. We go in, you essentially get 6 tries to a map. This map is kind of difficult just because the boss, every map has a boss at the end, but the boss isn't really the pull. It isn't the reason why you go and do this. It isn't the reason why you do maps. You do maps to get better maps, essentially. Just like in a nutshell, that's what you do. So my load time here is particularly high, considering I'm running a beast of a machine. Maybe I need to, maybe it's because I have a second screen running. But yeah, it's kind of just frozen on me. So this is kind of like a map loop here. So why it's so hard sometimes to play new games is because, like, look at how quickly I'm just blowing. Like, you guys watched me before, like how much I was struggling with that. Now, to be fair, I'm playing a map that's a bit easy for my level. Because I'm doing a lot of damage, but yeah, just being able to shield charge and flame dash. So I have 2 movement skills. Shield charges is your main form and why you want attack speed. Oh, look at that! I'm already at the boss. And then this just helps me get over like gaps and stuff, because this only moves me over a flat surface. But let's just say I come up to a hole or something. This just helps me get over it, or like a ledge. It's awesome. This is all I'm going to show you. So this is essentially the final boss again. So this is, I think it's the Gray, yeah, Lord of the Gray. But the actual final boss is Kitaba. So what I'm using mainly is the decoy totem to keep enemies. It will kind of cause enemies to target it instead of me, so that I can just stand back and just wail on things. But yeah, this guy is no. I will still take a lot of damage. I'm not super easy. So yeah, I can take one big hit because of an ability I have, which is called Blind Over Matter, which causes me to take damage to my mana instead of to my health. Which is why, like, I have enough mana to sustain my own skill. Like, if you're watching it right now, like, if you watch it go down, you can see how it's just like, it goes down and then it goes right back up. Even though I'm not even hitting anything. But the main reason to keep it going is because that's your health. It's essentially like having life regeneration. So, yeah, so that's the boss. That was pretty easy. Yeah. Maybe if you guys are interested, I can show you the final boss of this area. The final boss. He was the final boss for a while, but now there's like a super boss. He's a bit too tough for me. I'm just not tanky enough to take the hit. Or I'm tanky enough to take a hit. I just don't have the sustainability wasn't prepared for that. You can get frozen sometimes opening a special chest and die, because I'm focused on sustain. When I hit, I do like a lot of damage. So see, I can take the hit. I'm like, but I am a glass king. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Hope you guys like as much as I do, and if you're interested, you know, feel free to ask me about it. I love this game. I enjoyed it a lot. So see you guys in the next one. Oh, bye-bye.